What's going on? Yeah, I'm here to give my prediction for the upcoming fight between Chris Colbert, or what most folks like to call him, Chris Colbert, versus Jose El Rayo Valenzuela. This is a rematch taking place at 135 pounds. Chris Colbert, he's coming up from really 130, and he fought Valenzuela last year in March. Last March they fought to a controversial win for Chris Colbert. A lot of people believe Jose Valenzuela won that fight. You know what I mean? I leave that up to y'all to be the judge of that. I think the knockdown pretty much it kind of sealed the deal for Jose, but the judges I guess saw otherwise. But when you really still look at the fight, man, Chris Colbert was doing his thing with the outboxing and everything. He was giving it to him, man. He was doing his thing in there, But hey, look, sometimes the judges see different, man, and they ruled it for Chris Colbert that day. So now they about to run it back Saturday night. So I'm just gonna give a quick prediction on how I think this fight gonna go, man. So we got Chris Colbert. He has 17 wins, 1 loss. His first loss came out of the hands of Hector Garcia back in 2022. He has 6 wins by knockout, so he's not a real big puncher. He has 35% knockout ratio. But like I said, this is boxing. You just never know. You always got to keep that in mind, man. Slick fighter, good footwork, good speed, good head movement, pretty good defense. He's pretty much a boxer, man. He's like a pure boxer. And I told y'all about these pure boxers. A lot of these dudes that move around a lot, they give flat-footed fighters problems. They give brawlers problems. They give sometimes they give boxer punchers problems. This is what they do. They're nightmares for a lot of these other fighters. We've seen it already all this year. Even though some of the dudes got the win, but they didn't get an impressive win. And you see, from the De Los Santos, Shakur fight, the Boots, Chukasan, Zarrillo, he surprised everybody with his movement against Regis Prograis, but you saw what happened when you start utilizing that footwork and you see what could happen. Then you got Chris Colbert is 27 years old, 5'8" with a 71-inch arm reach, all right? Then you got Jose Valenzuela. He stands at 12 wins, 2 losses, 8 wins by knockout, and he's been knocked out once out of his 2 losses. First knockout his only knockout is at the hands of Edwin De Los Santos back in 2022. Then obviously his next loss after that came in 2023 against Chris Colbert, UD loss. All right, he is 24 years old, 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach. Kind of strange. Much taller than Chris Colbert, but has shorter arms. Crazy, an inch shorter. But he's younger by a few years. He has a 66% KO ratio. Decent punching power. You know what I mean? It's decent punching power. All right, so in that fight, when they fought the first time, that knockdown in the first round, I think that was like a flash knockdown that he got against Chris Colbert. But he got back up, kept fighting. I never saw him really out of it. He was taking the punches pretty well. But I think his hand speed was causing Rayo some problems, man. That's what I got from the fight. And all of the movement and stuff like that, man. Some of these dudes don't know how to cut the ring off properly, man. And that first fight, I guess it was arguably controversial. It could have went in. A lot of people think Rayo, that knockdown sealed it for him. A lot of people believe Chris Colbert won. He outboxed him. It's up to whoever, whatever your eyes see, man. But in this rematch, it's gonna be more of the same thing. It's not gonna be any different. I don't know how much Rayo's improved, because listen, we saw him fight against De Los Santos, which was the most funniest shit I've ever seen. I mean, that was the longest time I've seen a knockout that fucking hilarious. When he was getting touched by De Los Santos, man, my man arms started flailing and looked like he's ready to fly, like R. Kelly. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. But then since then, he fought Chris Colbert, and then it didn't look like he improved much. So we haven't seen him in the ring really since then. Since earlier this year. I said he fought last year. I'm sorry. He fought earlier in March this year, and then they running it back again in the same year, which is pretty dope. But it ain't gonna change, man. I don't look at Rayo as nothing special, man. At De Los Santos, when he fought De Los Santos, I ain't seen nothing special about him. No special effects. He don't really impress me. Chris Colbert might go in there and just outbox the shit out of him this time for sure. So I got Chris Colbert winning this by decision, man. A lot of people saying Rayo gonna knock him out. I don't believe that. I think Chris Colbert gonna adjust to whatever he was doing wrong in the first fight, and he might even sit down a little bit more in this fight. So if he sit down, it's possible he could probably put some real serious leather on Rayo. So but ultimately I got Chris Colbert winning by decision, man. This fight right here is the 12-round fight. The first fight was 10 rounds, so this one is gonna be 12 rounds. So we got 2 more rounds to get it right, either one of them. So I see it going the whole 12, man. Just my opinion on it. I want to know what you guys think. Who wins this fight between Chris Colbert and Jose El Rayo Valenzuela? Drop a comment, talk to me, let me know. This your boy Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all later with the next one, and I'm off this.